Hi, I'm Kirk Hanley. Ultimate. That's the word that's going to come into your customer's mind when they see the Ford Excursion. And that's what they want from this vehicle, the ultimate in capability, performance, and comfort. Now, who are Excursion customers? Well, they're people with large families or people with construction businesses, people who want to tow large trailers, things like RVs, horse trailers, or boats, or just active people who want the special capabilities that the Excursion has to offer. Now, a lot of the information we're going to cover today is going to be tied to your testing and certification. So you want to take notes, maybe even pause the video from time to time to consult the source book. Now, to help you out, we're going to divide the material that follows into 4 main points: purposeful power, real-world capability, thoughtful amenities, and peace of mind. Also, throughout the video, you're going to notice this. That indicates a competitive advantage that the Excursion has that you're going to want to take special note of and point out to your customers. So let's get started. Now, when you speak to your customers about performance and handling, you want to emphasize that the Excursion has purposeful power. Now, in this section, we're going to talk about the 3 available engines. We're going to talk about the proven 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, and then we're going to talk about the optional 4-wheel drive electronic shift-on-the-fly capability with the pulse vacuum hub-lock front axle system. Now, if you want more information on any of the features we cover in this section, you'll want to check the 2001 product website or the SUV source book for more details. First, let's talk about the 3 available engines. First, there's a 5.4-liter single overhead cam Triton V8 engine. That's going to be standard on the 4x2 models and optional on the 4x4 models. There's also a 6.8-liter single overhead cam Triton V10 engine. And that's going to be standard on the 4x4 models and optional on the 4x2 models. And finally, there's a 7.3-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel, and that's going to be optional on all models. Now, you want to emphasize to your customers that all 3 engines meet low-emission vehicle standards in all states. Also, let them know that Chevy Suburban and GMC Yukon XL don't offer a V10 or a diesel engine. Now let's talk about the standard transmission. The vehicle comes with the 4R100 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, and this has the tow haul feature. Now, what does that mean? Well, the tow haul feature takes a look at engine performance, the loads on the vehicle, and also the terrain conditions that you're going through. It takes all that into account and then optimizes the shift points of the transmission. Now, there's also an option available that most of your customers are going to be very interested in, especially those with serious hauling needs, and that's 4-wheel drive electronic shift-on-the-fly capability. Now, there's a rotary dial that lets them choose from 3 settings. First of all, there's 2-wheel drive, and a lot of your customers, that's the only setting they're going to put the vehicle in. That's perfect for normal conditions, normal driving conditions, and when you're at normal speeds. But there's 2 other settings that are going to come in handy. First of all, there's 4-wheel drive high, and your customers will want to use that when they're going at normal speeds, but under slippery road conditions, things like ice, snow, or gravel roads. And there's also a 4-wheel drive low setting. Now, your customers are going to want to use that off-road at speeds under 35 miles per hour when they're going through things like mud or heavy sand. Now, with the 4-wheel drive system, there's also the pulse vacuum hub lock front axle system. Now, this disengages the front wheels when the vehicle is in 4x2 mode, and that's going to optimize their 2-wheel drive performance. Now, when you speak to your customers about design and styling, you want to emphasize Excursion's real-world capability, because the design of this vehicle goes right toward the functions your customers consider important, things like towing and payload and hauling requirements. Now, first of all, we should talk about something your customers won't see, and that's the ladder-type frame. Now, it has integrally welded body and suspension mounting brackets, and that's going to give the vehicle overall strength. Also, the Excursion has a 44-gallon gas tank. That's about 5 gallons more than Chevy Suburban or GMC Yukon XL. And that's going to give your customers greater driving range in between fill-ups. Now, something that's very important to the customers for this vehicle are the towing capabilities of the vehicle. Now, first of all, we can tow up to 10,000 pounds on the Excursion, but even more impressive is how it gets those loads moving. Now, all the engines have excellent low-end torque, and that means it can take a big trailer and get it moving from a stop very quickly and efficiently. Now, while we're back here, we should talk about the tri-panel doors on the Excursion. First of all, they're made from a sheet-molded compound, and that's going to give them a combination of lightness and strength. But even more impressive is the design of these doors. Now, the Chevy Suburban has two doors available, two types of doors. The first one is a one-piece lift gate, which opens up to the cargo area. But if you had a trailer on the back, depending on the shape of the trailer, that lift gate might interfere with the trailer, and you wouldn't be able to access the cargo area without removing the trailer. A second type of door that the Chevy Suburban has are dual cargo doors that also have a part of the frame here that is a visibility problem from the front of the vehicle. Now, the Excursion has a nice piece of glass here on the one-piece lift gate, which pulls up like this on the top, and that's going to give you access to the rear cargo area for putting in small items. But if you need access to the whole cargo area, you can swing out these doors, and then you have access to the entire back of the vehicle. Also, there's a little clip here you can pull up to open the doors even further. Now, the payload capacity is 1,950 pounds maximum, and it's a nice big compartment. In fact, with the second seat folded down and the third seat removed, you have 146.4 cubic feet of storage space. Now, that's great for people whose main concern is taking recreational items, but it's also good for work because you can fit a full-size 4x8 sheet of plywood in the back. The Excursion offers an impressive list of comfort and convenience features. And for such a large vehicle, it has many thoughtful amenities to make sure that all the passengers are comfortable, not just those in the front seat. Now, it begins with access to the vehicle. There's 3 grab handles and 3 ride handles. They're located over the front passenger door and over each of the second row doors. And it's easy to get into the third seat of the vehicle because each side of the second row has tip slide seats for easy access to the third seat. There's also overhead registers, there's 5 of them, to make sure that the entire vehicle can be cooled very quickly. They each rotate 360 degrees, and there's also 4 registers in the instrument panel. Now, the entire vehicle can also be heated very quickly in the winter because there's second row floor ducts for the rear passengers. There's separate pairs of reading lamps for the second row and for the third row seat, and there's an overhead light in the cargo area. Now, the vehicle has at least 4 power points. There's 2 in the front row, and there's 1 in the third row and 1 in the cargo area. And if your customers have dual captain's chairs, there's a 5th power point in the rear of the floor console. And also available is a 6-disc in-dash CD player. Now, the Excursion has a number of features that are designed to give your customers peace of mind. Some of these are in the area of safety and security, and others fall under comfort and convenience. Let's talk about a few. Now, in the area of safety and security, there's blocker beam. This is a 4-foot tubular bar that sits here behind and below the front bumper. It's designed to meet the crash point of lower riding passenger vehicles in the case of a front-end collision. Now, there's a 3-foot trailer hitch in the rear of the vehicle that's also designed to do the same thing in a rear-end collision. The vehicle comes with standard 4-wheel ABS, and new for 2001 on the Limited are power signal aero mirrors. These are going to help alert other drivers on the road to your lane changing or turning intentions. Now, in the case of comfort, we have the power adjustable pedals. And this is going to allow the driver to adjust the brake and accelerator pedals up to 3 inches forward and aft so they can get a nice comfortable distance from them. And in the area of convenience, we have the available reverse sensing system. This senses objects up to 6 feet behind the vehicle. And as someone is backing up in the vehicle, it gives them an audio signal in the cab. The closer they get to the object, the faster the signal gets. That's going to help them when doing parallel parking or when backing up. Now, there's an environmental side to Excursion as well. One you'll want to make sure that your customers know about. Now, besides all 3 engines meeting low-emission vehicle standards, they should know that the Excursion contains about 20% recycled materials, recycled from things like old pop bottles and old tires and blue jeans. And they should also know that the Excursion is 80% recyclable by weight. Now, I've covered a lot of material today, and you'll want to put together a presentation for the customers coming into your dealership. But just remember the 4 main points that we covered. Purposeful power, 3 available engines, 4R100 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, optional 4-wheel drive with pulse vacuum hublock front axle system. Real-world capability, Super Duty chassis, up to 10,000 pounds towing capability, 44-gallon fuel tank capacity, up to 1,950 pounds payload capability, 146.4 cubic feet cargo volume with the second row seat down and the third row seat removed, and rear tri-panel door system. Thoughtful amenities, 3 grab handles and 3 ride handles, tip slide second row seating, 5 overhead ventilation registers, reading lamps for second and third row passengers, cargo area overhead lamp, at least 4 power points, and the new available in-dash 6-disc CD player. Peace of mind. Blocker beam, standard 4-wheel anti-lock braking system, new standard power signal aero mirrors unlimited, available power adjustable pedals, and available reverse sensing system. Now, if you want more information on the features that we've covered today, you'll want to check your 2001 training materials, the 2001 product website, the print source book and competitive comparisons, Ford Star courses, Frontline magazine, and the hot sheets. Well, that does it for my presentation. Now it's time for you to put together your own presentation for the customers coming into your dealership.